All right, so this is market research. Very, very important to make sure that you know how to research, you know what to look for, and you're actually doing research. And the reason is simple. The difference between new copywriters who write shit copy and expert copywriters that print cash is that new copywriters make assumptions and expert copywriters make calculated decisions. And what I mean by this is like a new copywriter will write an email or an offer assuming that they know what the pain points of the customer are, and they just go for the most obvious thing, and quite often they end up being so far off the mark. And when you read the copy as a target customer, you know that the person who wrote this email does not know you and does not know what they're talking about. I see this all the time in copywriters that I coach. Like they literally just sorry, my cat stepped on my keyboard. Get the fuck out of here. No, don't open Discord. No, okay, wait. All right, so as I was saying, I see this all the time in copywriters that I coach. It's like, and it's literally a question that I ask them. I'll read a certain line of copy and I'll literally say, okay, where did you get this from? And they'll be like, I kind of just wrote it. And I was like, okay, but did you research this? Like, is this something that you saw a customer or you saw a prospect say, or did you just assume this? And they'll always say, I just assumed it. And I'm like, dude, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Like don't include that. And I'll give you an example. Like I was reading copy from a new copywriter. It was on a weight loss offer. And one of the lines was like, being overweight is so annoying because you have to go, like, I'm paraphrasing a lot, but it was basically like he was listing through pain points and he was like, and even worse, the pain of having to spend so many hours in the gym so you have less time to see your family. It's like, dude, that's such a shit pain point. Like you just completely made that up. Fat people, that's not something they suffer from, where it's like they spend so many hours in the gym that they can't see their friends and family and it's affecting them. Like, what the hell? And I asked him, like, did you just assume that, or did you actually find research that indicates that that's how the customer feels? And he was like, no, I just assumed it. And I was like, all right, well, delete it and put something better there. If not, just delete it because it's filler copy. So that's why you can't assume. If you assume shit and you don't do calculated research and actually write copy that shows you've done your research, if you just assume shit, people are going to know, especially the customer, and they're going to feel like you don't understand them and they're not going to finish reading the promo. So an experienced copywriter will read a testimonial or YouTube comments or like Reddit threads and use that in the copy, knowing that there's a customer out there who feels that way. That's why research is so important. And I'm going to break down really quickly in this video, like the two types of research you can do when you're writing an offer, and we can go and do some research on some offers together. So research can be split into two parts. Number one, customer research. Number two, product research. Doesn't matter whether you're writing a Facebook ad or an email or a sales letter, you should have done sufficient research before you start writing, especially if it's for a new niche or a new demographic. All right, so we'll start with customer research. So with customer research, you're trying to understand exactly how the customer feels, the language they use, and how they think. 3 places that are really good for customer research: Reddit forums is marketing gold, YouTube videos, and product reviews. So let's say we're writing an offer for like a natural solution for acne. Well, we want to do some customer research, right? Acne. So what you do is you literally search up, I have acne, Reddit. And then click on the first one. Seriously, fuck acne. Is there any more possible way to fight this? Look, dude, this is marketing gold. I wash my face 3 times a day, sleep with clean cloth pillow, and my face still manages to fuck with me and put absurdly big red pimples on the same location on my face. I hate this. Fuck acne. Fuck my roommate who's dirty and barely had acne in his life. Again, bro, this is fucking marketing gold. If you're writing an offer for acne, this right here, you could even steal this and put this in the copy. Like, how many times have you felt so envious of your dirty ass friends who never wash their face but never seem to have acne or even a pimple? Like, this is right here, bro. This is exactly why you want to be on Reddit doing your research. And what you want to do is you want to copy and paste this shit and compile it into like a research document or a customer research document and refer to it before you write the copy. I had terrible acne for many years and I tried everything on the market, so I'm a skincare expert now. After years of struggling, it's finally clear. Stop washing your face. Use a super gentle, whatever. I'm 21 years old and I've dealt through this throughout my teen years. Tried everything. I'm sorry to say that the only thing that can seriously clear you up is time. Let's go see what else. Acne and insecurity is literally ruining my life. Any advice? This feeling of disgust and shame has escalated out of control, bro. I want to write an acne offer now. I mean, obviously there's tons of acne offers out there, but still, like, there is so much fucking marketing gold in Reddit, especially if you're writing an offer which solves a really, really sharp pain point, like fucking having acne, dude. So yeah, this is customer research. Like, you literally just hop on Reddit and you'll get everything you need. Another thing for customer research is product reviews. So like if they have sold the product before, just look at the reviews that the customers gave. That will give you a ton of insight into what the customers think and what an ideal customer who actually uses a product and leaves a review thinks. And YouTube videos as well. If you can find videos of like people talking about this pain point, like, oh, I suffer with XYZ, then look at those. What the reason you want to do this is so that you can write in the same language as a customer. You can even steal copy from the customer, like disgust, shame is escalated out of control. That's, you could use that in your own copy. Literally, I can't make myself go out around people. You can literally use like this is, you just copy and paste, put in your copy. I've done it many times where I've seen people on Reddit like talking, like pouring their heart out essentially about a pain point, and there's like 2 or 3 lines in there where I'm like, yo, I can actually use that line in the copy, and that's exactly the type of language that the target customer uses. So it's perfect. So yeah. Another thing for customer research, actually, which I should add in here, another thing is demographic. But the client, like the client you're writing for, so the client you are writing for should, wait, let me pause this and write this and explain it. It'll be easier. Yeah, so another thing you want to loosely take into, not loosely, but like take into account essentially is the demographic. And not in terms of like the Reddit stuff, but more in terms of like the age, the political views, interests, that kind of stuff. Because I mean, there's a big difference in the way you write for an 18 to 25-year-old female audience who suffer from acne and a 40 to 70-year-old audience who are mainly female and suffer from being fat. So you need to know who you're writing for. Important. Okay, and the second part of the research is actually the product research. So you need to understand the product. You need to know why it works better than other solutions on the market, and you need to know how the product works. So in order to do that, I mean, obviously the client will give you, if it's your own offer you're writing for, you'll understand how the product works. If it's not your own offer, the client will help you interview them, ask them for resources on how the product works. If you're writing for supplements, this is where unique mechanisms and stuff come into play. You're gonna have to start researching lab studies. So I'll show you, like for example, let me think of a supplement. Oh, fuck it, let's just do magnesium, right? Magnesium, and let's say we're talking about magnesium for let's say we're doing a testosterone boosting offer, like an ED offer, and the supplement they're selling is magnesium. Let's just say just magnesium glycinate for testosterone. So literally what you want to do is just look into like effects of these PubMed, like these kind of websites. If you're writing for health offers, you're going to spend a lot of time reading through these studies. It's just part of the game. So testosterone levels increase before supplementation with magnesium increases free and total testosterone. Done. There. So now you have like magnesium increases your testosterone, and then you want to go even further. And this is when I'm not going to show you how to write a unique mechanism because I made a whole section in the community on unique mechanisms. So you need to go watch that video because it breaks down like this part of finding the mechanism. But yeah, you want to understand how the product works. If it's a health product, you want to spend time looking at studies. If it's financial, then you want to look at what's on the market, see what other people are using, why yours is better. And a lot of this just comes down to like reading articles, lab studies, speaking to the client, etc. You can also check, like, it's also good to look into what the market is currently using, what they like about the current solutions, and what they don't like. And yeah, product research, really, like, customer research is going to take you a lot more time than product research unless you're writing for health, because if you're writing for health, then you have to come up with mechanisms and stuff, and that's very important. But yeah, this is kind of the whole market research broken down. If you go ahead and follow this and go look at the unique mechanism part of this course, this community, then you'll have pretty much everything you need to do a lot of research before you write an offer. So yeah, that's pretty much it.